It started with a chant. Members of the minority clad in black and red protested the suspension of their colleagues. They entered the chamber at last, but faced yet another resistance. Access was blocked, leaving them dissatisfied.
When the committee brings the report of those that were vetted, we will exercise our minds to it. We do understand that some persons were vetted by the dissolved committee. We are not sure that that amounts to vetting. When it gets there, we will address it.
After entering the chamber, there was a bipartisan appeal from both sides that the Speaker rescinds his decision.
I will therefore conclude by inviting you, Mr. Speaker, to, in the circumstance and with assurances given, to consider a rescission of the decision you communicated to the House.
If in the process there have been some incidents, they are regrettable. And so, Mr. Speaker, I will support the appeal of my colleague, the minority leader, that you temper justice with mercy. I agree that your decision to suspend some colleagues was timely, and I believe that it has been understood by the generality of Ghanaians as a step that restored the image of this parliament.
The Speaker of Parliament, in his remarks, granted the request but urged members to be orderly.
Yes, as a father, when your son commits an offense, you don't punish the son to the extent that you break his or her leg. That becomes a big problem for you, the father. And I will proceed to lift the suspension of the 4 members of Parliament that I considered were involved in disorderly conduct which amounted to contempt.
He further condemned the attacks on the clerk to the appointment committee.
Any displeasure by a member on the date, hour, or business for consideration at a committee ought to properly be directed at the chair and not the clerk to the committee, who is duty-bound under the said order to transmit notices and to organize them. While I advise members to use only the laid-down hierarchy and procedures to resolve any grievance that may arise in relation to an officer or a department of the service, I also call on the chairs of the committees to, as a matter of urgency, ensure a strict adherence to the standing orders of Parliament and to maintain law and order at committee meetings.
Despite the reinstatement of the 4 MPs, both parliamentary and criminal investigations into the vetting chaos will continue. The special committee probing the chaos has already announced that it will commence public hearings into the chaos on Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. Christian Yale, TV3 News, Parliament House.